sort of the classic mirror push a smoke when you don't really need to get killed as you're coming through it and never really have a chance to respond. So it's kind of the double-edged sword of Mir playing with that kind of aggression. How are we expecting to see him adapt into Overpass?
Yeah, the bizarre thing about Mir is I actually think he's played really quite well on Entropiq since coming in. And Lackey had a lot of good spots. A lot of good spots. So I don't think Mir's necessarily a problem, but clearly the overall results haven't truly been there yet with Mir. So kind of the overall hunch, I guess, is just that they're still working this out to try and actually get the cohesion back again. But I don't think Mir's been truly at fault individually.
Well, they will be getting started on the T side, taking some found control very early on. It's heavy presence in connector here for HEET. But it's towards long for Entropiq, so they'll avoid the brunt of this danger. Instead, it's Afro who gets the contact, and Afro who gets erased by the man we were just talking about in Mir. So now it's a bit of a problem here for HEET, and they're not expecting the late found play. Oh, they are actually. Buddy goes to clear it. That's nicely done. So, man, advantage back available for HEET. And now Joko gonna battle from the dumpster. That may have been a bit ill-advised. Wanted to get to the site, but without his teammates close at hand, he's now opened up the back door, and they will walk through it. Meanwhile, leaving Mir to just be a nuisance, to be a nightmare for them to deal with. He's doing so much damage, and HEET need to get this kill to even attempt the retake. And, well, there it goes. 2-on-2 is going to be the situation as this bomb goes down. NickelBack and Alien will have to try and close this out. No kit means the time is a major pressure. NickelBack just under the lip is going to be first contact, but he's actually coming up into it and deleted. What a snappy bit of shooting from Body. All into Ilian now. Getting in position to deal with him, to contend with him. He needs to back off and just play off the bomb tap, but he's facing, he's fighting, and he's succeeding! One of those shots! Oh my goodness, Alien!
I was certain they're going to win that 2-on-1. If one player sticks the bomb and the other just jiggles, it's round over. But they both choose to face, and that transfer was absolutely monstrous. Mir opening up, Elian with the closer. What a pistol round. Real roller coaster. They pull it off. Get their map off to a good start. And as we were mentioning last time, T-side was real difficult, so they'll be very happy to claim the pistol.
Really just delivered them a ton. The USPs in this one. He's not going to fall into the trap of the 4 spies, but they just found a rifle.
Brad. Dancing the devil a tad, but you shouldn't get too aggressive for this one. AK should be stowed away here, not put anywhere near any Entropiq players. So, going to be 2. Set to keep 4 alive as well. That will be very nice. And yeah, only 1 away from matching their T-side Overpass campaign and overall map actually last time.
Yeah, not far off from their T-side nuke. Either actually, that was their CT side. That's even more ridiculous. Well, the AK will survive. That's the only really found prize. That's what they were looking for on this one. And now, what do they put around it is the real question. Afro could go glass cannon op. Nah, he's not going to do it. Makes sense. He's such a good rifler, right? You don't really... He's not dependent on the op in the way that some are. So, might as well spread the wealth a little bit more. And a pause comes in. That's unfortunate.
Also means he has utilities, so that makes life a little bit easier. Seems the round is back underway. So only a short-lived pause. And we'll be straight back into the action. So I'm a little bit curious to see if the lack of an AWP, if HEET decide to throw something a little bit different in the mix this round.
Oh, there's the jump. Forcer gets the spot. That's some information gain, but he can't really punish it. They're still going to try and trundle on in towards B. This is very straightforward. This is very straightforward. Lucky is burning. Lucky will burn his way straight into a peak, and it actually works out quite well. The Molotov funnels him into the fight at an ideal time. Hexer sees that's really awkward rifle work, and as a result, he will get traded without a chance to respond. Bomb is down, though. Big kill from Afro. Huge kill from Afro. And with that bomb having been lost, they'll have to try and retrieve the C4. And with players in heaven, with players in graffiti, that's really awkward. So Forrester chooses to fight instead. Forrester dropped. Look at the health, though, on these remaining 2 CTs. Alien is so low. It's 1 bullet does it. Next bullet wins, and Alien takes the initiative. Oh, another big clutch. He delivered them the pistol, and he gets them the first rifle round as well.
Same story, same story. Heat dropping the ball in these late rounds.
His kills have only come in 1v2 clutches so far.
That is true. That's a good statistic. Elian, the closer, the finisher.
Now for a bit of a force here. Joko has a rifle. Interesting. Getting messy with it. The hero rifle. Joko's going to get very aggressive in towards the playground. That's presumably being watched for here. Samir on the other side, but Joko's aim will be a bit more on point. Now that's an AK drop. None of his teammates are close enough to capitalize. They've gone for the stack elsewhere. But it does give a lot of information. I'm actually surprised the 4th player here in Afro hasn't rotated down just yet. Forrester might be about to kick the Hornet's nest, and he does indeed. That gun's going to be picked up. Now this is getting bad. This is getting messy. It's Mac 10s remaining, and they need to do some work, but Krat has done exactly that. 3 huge kills. This nearly spiraled completely out of control, and even looking at the health, it's still not done. But a bomb plant would go a long way to alleviating some of this pressure. The question is, what can Joko do here from construction? Smoke, there's the flashbang for it. Yes, Krat, Alien as well. And now it's just NickelBack with no health. But he's got a flank. He's gone around, ring around the rosy. When do they read this? It might be up to Afro to finish this off. NickelBack. 1 bullet will do him in. There's the spot. There's the check. Certainly he shouldn't be able to get back into it now, and they're just sticking the defuse. And NickelBack wants no part of this. He's hoping he's done enough to pull them off, but he has not. Not at all. So Heat are on the board, and it's a round with pistols. It's a round with Joko on the hero rifle.
Massive performance. Absolutely huge from Joko, and as if that is the round they actually close out. I guess the other aspect is they've kept the money so honest for Entropiq. These rounds have been borderline time and time again, so their funds are fully dwindled. Heat, off the back of that, it was such a heavy eco, just a hero M4 and a few pistols. Now have a great chance to actually establish themselves. Chaining rounds together here would be massive and set themselves up brilliantly moving forwards.
Here comes the play. Joko through the smoke. Just takes the initiative and absolutely ruins that take. He is at least dropped, but this is going to be tough. They'll try and pinch the connector player. Perhaps it's lucky. But a timely smoke gives him a chance to bail on out. No. He does get caught. Gave up the audio cues, and Forrester capitalized on that. So down to a 2v3. Some recovery going on here, and it is 2 of the heavy hitters in Forrester and Mia still alive. But they don't have the clutch King Alien. They got 40 seconds, and they are going solo dolo. Forrester rotating down towards B. Mir just chilling. What's the move here, Alan? What do they do?
Find a gap. That's all we can do. I wonder if Forrester is just going to feel themselves for taking a fight out of Monster. Creeping his way up. Looking at these CTs. Afro's committed short. Exercise is playing very passive just behind the pillar. Afro finds the first, and now it's just Forrester. Counter smoke as well, 9 seconds. Forrester has to commit to the save. Backing all the way out. Bullets raining through. And I wonder if Heat could chase this after time. It looks like Forrester will indeed stay alive, but that was a little bit of a deflating round, and now the economy game is fully in swing, and Entropiq decide to force behind this.
Huh. Double hero rifle.
Was that a misbuy from Mir?
No.
Before the call comes in?
This is what he does. It's just Mir things. I truly believe that this is just Mir. Right? If it was a misbuy, he wouldn't have 950 in the store.
No, in the sense that he thought it was a buy round and just bought up, and then the call comes into eco.
Yeah,
that would be my suspicion.
I still think it's just Mir things. Just kind of let Mir do what Mir does. Joko dead as a result of Mir doing what Mir does. Mir. I'm gonna try and do some more. Flashbang up. Mir's behind the picnic table though. He's not been spotted just yet, and that's a really dangerous peek to take against such a snappy rifler. You don't really want to give him the opportunities here. NickelBack did manage to retrieve the Galil that was dropped from Forrester, so at least that gun is in play. Where are they going to go with it? It seems long is the answer. Body will be in position to receive them, but he doesn't really have a lot of support. His next closest teammate is Lucky in the connector, who knows that anytime he tries to poke his head up, it's going to be a risk. And Body's playing back to bathrooms. This could get bad. He needs Lucky to come up and help him out. Timing going to be everything here, and that timing works out beautifully to catch NickelBack. Now there's the check. Body finds damage. Body doesn't find the kill, though. This could be bad. Crad pushing into spawn. That bomb's dropped. No chance here. Alien running out of time. Just has to die. And die he shall.
Born as well. 4 alive. Cash building up, and the dubious buy, let's say, from Mir maybe now is going to be a little bit problematic. 3 of the guys can get AK armor. Mir decides he's going to drop onto a Galil himself, so there will be rifles across the board. They're lacking a tad utility. Actually, Deagle on NickelBack. So Heat starting to get in control here. Much improved now that the rifles are out, and if there are any issues in the afterplants, they're not even letting the rounds get that far as they're piling on the aggression time and time again. This time, though, Mir's ready. Advantage Entropiq.
How do they build on this, though? Remember this fight in the playground? It's been quite frequent, right? It's the aggressive tendencies of both teams coming into play. And Afro. Oh, Afro. What's the timing going to be here? They're going to come to check him. They want that rifle. Now he gets confirmation of what he already knew. That's a tag, not a frag. He's got to be careful, or he could just swing back in. He could just peek back in. Afro. Unhinged on that one. And Body will be lost, trying to retake the space. Didn't expect Mir to already be so far forward. Damage on Alien. This is getting a little bit wild every which direction. Forrester gets his before being dropped, so that's good damage, actually. And now these two players are completely isolated on opposite poles of the map. Afro's chosen to fast forward as a result. Lucky gets a huge kill on Mir. So a 2-on-2 with no real read on where anybody is and complete abject confusion across the entire map. But the bomb's somehow still just coming from T-spawn.
All the timing could be with Afro. Oh! Just doesn't spot it. Of course, the heaven smoke will give it away. As Afro sneaks in closer and closer, and it's open. It's open. It's open to short. Afro peeks, connects with the shot. Just NickelBack. Moved into water. These two players have taken a lot of damage as he's trying to force a fight. Spotted eventually. NickelBack gets the first. It's just Afro. 48 HP to his name, and NickelBack wins it. Huge clutch. And Entropiq back in the lead.
What a time for the mechanics to come back online from NickelBack, right? He's been so focused on trying to pilot the team. It hasn't been going great for him individually, but that was the moment to step forward. That was the moment to step into the light, and he does exactly that. spotlight shines, and he steps up. So that is nicely done. Well now, we get a serious game in the first half here. Heat will go into the force. They will try and make it happen, and they've got a pretty good one. There's limitations on Joko and Exorcise, the Deke and the MP9 respectively. And as a result, we're not seeing that same aggression out towards the fountain. They're playing further back on this one. A little bit more tempered in their approach.
Gets below. As Heat trying to apply a little bit of pressure up into Connector. It's all square for the moment. Bit of a B default from Entropiq, looking playing numbers towards this side. So I wonder if they're going to actually try and force out Monster early. Tidbit of A pressure. Forrester, though, peaks alone. Where's the trade potential? There's nobody behind, and that was not a great showing. Very easy advantage here for Heat.
Trying to take this bathroom's presence, but Afro's gonna make you scared. Not actually sure they've seen the op yet. There's gonna be some assumption on it. Now they certainly know. Mir learns firsthand, crotch first, that there is in fact an AWP on the server. So now 2 players down, 25 seconds on the clock. Precious little utility, just a couple of smokes. Some teams at this point might even be trying to pull the T-side save. And as more time whittles off, I am increasingly convinced that Entropiq is one of those teams. So this was a critical round to drop. This was a mixed buy from the CT side. And for Heat, keeping 5 up here, this is a heck of a way to reinforce your economy. Joker's even going to get a rifle.
And we've seen a few of these rounds now for Heat where it feels very nip and tuck, like Entropiq could streak ahead, and then they just have an absolute whitewash, keep numbers alive. And of course, that pistol round did indeed go the way of Entropiq, so Heat looking okay in my books. Of course, last time these two teams played is a 12-3 CT half. We're not going to be seeing that. So already a more competitive affair. As I really question how Entropiq are going to call this half from here onwards, because slow B rounds haven't been so much fun, whilst NEA pressure seems to have a lot more success.
Mir, flying around the corner. Mir just creating in the way that Mir can. Complete solo play, entirely isolated, just swinging. Feels like he can get away with it, and this time he's correct. Joko's alone. Joko's alone towards A. That one kill was enough to pull heavy presence, and this could be bad. They're doing a boost up, but how quickly do they figure out what's happened? How quickly do they realize they've been rumbled? Not quickly enough. Joko, 1 for 1. He's down. That's a bomb plant here. That's a site lost, and Mir is still on the flank. Wolf at the edge of the clock, and he's looking really through the smoke. They try and go Forrester punishes that decision. They're hoping perhaps that he'd have his hands on the bomb, be distracted, but in the meantime for Heat now, the question is there even a bailout? The answer, yes. Exorcise has created one, and he's taking advantage of it. Is Body gonna join him?
Moving that way at the moment. They're really going to attempt this? No, we're just recovering the AWP, so will be the save. Improved round from Entropiq, and of course Forrester, top performer for the squad on Nuke. He's looking pretty fine form as well here on Overpass. So Forrest is here to play, and he desperately wants this series to go 3 maps and to make it into that grand final.
It's just that Mir factor you have to account for, right? Just the peak around pillar is really what opens this up, because it draws so much focus over towards B, and that is just Mir solo playing, doing his own thing. And it does work out. What do we get put around these guns? Timeout going to be used. Heat wants to talk this over. They know this could be a critical juncture. Do you go all in? Try and stop Entropiq at the gates and risk them overrunning you? Would you play it smart? Maybe spread out some pistols here, set up the op to try and succeed early on? What's your read, Alan?
I think they should buy. I think Exercise should drop one. Lucky can A1S armor and pull something out. You know that Entropiq's money cannot be good. These rounds have been so close. And I think I am on the money. Some guns being dropped around. They are going to go for the buy, and that timeout was A, to figure out if they were going to buy up, and probably a quick discussion about what's been going wrong and what setup is going to be the highest percentage moving forwards.
So here we go. Here's the investment. It's actually pretty good, too, in terms of utility. 2 kits on the board. It ain't bad. 2 players are vulnerable to NickelBack's Mac 10, being as they don't have the head armor. It's going to be a fast play in. Entropiq off the pause, just want to hit the gas. Oh, and they are all gas. No brakes, but it's not looking good. They're all gas straight into a brick wall. Never mind. Forrester has smashed the wall down. He's a bulldozer. And there's going to need to be a little bit more bulldozing here. Forrester readjusting, recalibrating. He's got so much time to work with, but he's only got 22 points of health. Body is low. Joko now coming in to set up a crossfire with his captain. Forrester, he's been so damn good. Can he be great? He's got the first, but the trade is there. Joko in position. It comes down to the wire, but the force buy pays off for Heat. And no bomb plant on here means Entropiq are going to have to consider their next approach.
Yeah, Forrester could not have done anything more, as has been the case in a lot of rounds so far in this series. But it's not enough. It's not enough, and they've said our loss bonus equally is in the bin. We're going to force ourselves. Tech9, 2 Galils, Eagle, this is borderline at best. And they've invested absolutely everything.
So, Alan, you were talking about how the 2 pieces that were working on Nuke were Forrester and Ilian. Well, Ilian, outside of his 2 1v2 clutches within the first 3 rounds, has not gotten a kill. That's
troubling. Troubling.
It's not something they can deal with. Forrester's just on a Tech9 in this one. Come on, man. Give him a rifle. He's doing all the work. Someone throw it over. But no. Set up mirror. It works out beautifully. Nice bit of play, but the instant trade means that there won't be as much of a risk here towards B. That likely won't draw the rotations. And actually, Joko's getting aggressive around long. Body loss, so that's going to bring him back around. Nickelback, if you just continue. Oh, he'd have the flank exposed, but Krad instead deletes from the front. So he needed someone else to step up. It turns out it's Krad here. 2 ripper of entry shots on towards A, and this round is done. He has to save.
Yeah, that 1 kill on over towards B was enough. It bodied, started to reposition. I think he was playing from the very back of heaven. He comes back up to the A-bomb site, and there's players already shifted out of toilets, so only a small move, that 1 flashbang going into the kill, but it just does so much to disrupt Heat and create a gap to be exploited. As Entropiq on the force themselves, a very clean showing, 4 alive, and this has been a slugfest. Neither team has been able to get any stability economically or chaining rounds in a row. This is absolutely nip and tuck.
I mean, this is a double eco situation for a lot of the players, right? Lucky, Joko, they don't have money. So they're going to go in. They're going to go in. Why not? Try and keep this pain train rolling on down to the station. And, I mean, the thing is, when you have this back and forth, this teeter-tottering rounds, it does tend to favor the Ts. Eventually, that CT economy just runs out. So unless Heat can win a round like this, fail out round, be in trouble. Joko pushed off by a Molotov. Has to give it up. Wanted to stick around for a shot, but that's not going to happen. That's not to be. Oh, he's getting bold with this. Meanwhile, the opener comes elsewhere. Joko out in the opening eventually goes down. No one's on A, so they'll have to rotate, and this is amazing control for Entropiq early.
What do you do if you're Heat? Do you
Save.
just stack? I mean, pick your poison. Afro, I guess, has got this kind of aggressive line, which potentially helps, but even so, you've still got significantly weak weaponry on A. Numbers coming towards B from Entropiq. That smoke may just deter them. Flashbang takes Afro off his angle for the moment. Spots the arm, spots the arm. Brad, is he going to peek? Is he going to peek? Flashes come over. Players popping out a monster. Afro, they're totally aware of his positioning, and he's been spammed a long way down. Nothing he could have done. And crucially, that AWP is not getting saved into the next.
That's a swift kick in the shins for HEET. Entropiq. Nicely done here. This was the critical round. This was the swing when we talked about the money is going to be in tatters for HEET. It'll require an eco even around these saved guns in the next. And by that point, Entropiq stacking up 7, 8 rounds. Likely to come through. It's not looking good for HEET. We're understanding why this is Entropiq's map pick. Yes, last time it definitely didn't go their way, but they wisely stayed the course and paying dividends.
Looking good. Looking good. And it's nice to see Mir as well playing good. Playing good CS. 94 ADR. Not quite the kill death ratio of Forrester, but he is doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Creating space. Making it easier for his teammates to trade. Timeout comes in actually for Entropiq. That's a little bit of a surprise. Maybe an indication that they're starting to realize their anti-ecos have not been nearly as clean as they could be. And now would be an awful time to drop the ball.
Forrest is actually the only player positive on the team, which is interesting because they're up. Kills haven't necessarily been in their favor, but they've been forcing HEET and I guess into these save scenarios.
Another B default. Are they going to triple nade? These two are
push.
stood like they're planning on. Oh,
Flashbang, there's the push. There's the push. They get two.
Timing.
The timing is beautiful. Nades in hand. Crad might just bail them out, but this is dangerous. This is deadly. This engagement between Mir and Joko could determine everything, right? Mir trying to pull some focus, and the timing could be everything. Just spotted a player. He's got that kill for free, but that activates Joko. Joko needs to catch him. Needs to catch him because pressure's on the Lucky in the meantime, and Mir has given him the slip. Joko has no vision here, but oh, no way. They're just holding their flank for now, but if they rotate it up, Mir's actually watching for this. He's like, where can this guy possibly be? He's got to be behind me. They're deeply confused about where the CT positioning is.
But it's well played from Entropiq to just not commit. They're going to hit B in the end, is the play here. Let Mir flank. You've got 35 seconds. You can't get the bomb back. So collapse together. You know you got a strong kind of flank and information play from Mir. So it's going to be B. And if HEET want a chance, Joko has to win this duel. And he can't. All unlucky. Too many players to deal with and cannot find the first. Mir is looking brilliant at the moment.
That he is. He's such a nightmare. He's such a nuisance wherever he's playing, right? He's just creating. And the fact that he can operate solo and the rest of the team does their own thing means that it's tough to read for HEET, right? If you encounter Mir and he kills you, well, you can't exactly just leave it completely open, but you also can't trust that there's anyone else with him. So, here's going to come, realistically, the last investment of the half for HEET. They'll obviously blind the next regardless of what happens, but it won't be good. They desperately need to get these next 2 rounds on the board. Elian suffers some nade damage early. That's good tags. Great spams. But they don't have the HEs to follow this up. At least for the moment. There's health available. Here comes the play on through. Shots on. Lucky. Making it work. It's Exorcist instead to put up the bodies. And this is the shutdown. Entropiq tried to go for a straightforward B play, and straightforwardly they were dismantled. Forrester alone, trying to somehow salvage this, trying to somehow pull this round back, and it's not going to happen. Damage is the best thing that he can hope for. And that's Desperation HE on towards the site. The bomb is lost. They don't have to really worry about him until he comes for the peak, until he comes for the fight. Off in, that might push Exorcist into his crosshair, but wisely he just backs away. Bit by bit, he's
not
getting
long
chewed
in
up.
this world.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep, goes
Out of it.
Down. And that 1-2 punch was really nice, wasn't it? On the B bomb. So nice little setup. Good counter nades and all the frags, of course. Funneling the way of exercise. And Heat. 7 rounds would be okay. Of course, last time they played, it was only the 3 on the T side for Entropiq. They're already sitting pretty. But very competitive half so far. And the 7th would do Heat wonders going to the second half.
Oh! Alright, Afro. There's the entry. That's a nice one to start off. Ilian's very rough half continues. Here they go. It's honestly quite impressive that they managed to stack up this many rounds with their star opera being just completely absent from most of the game.
Quite a surprise. Mir. Thought about taking some fights on towards B. He's going to face Monster. There's no smoke down. Indeed, it comes in, so mid-line. Doing his best to create space, but it's not going to happen. This gap. Forrest has found one across the map as well. Did Forrest... Hang on. Did Forrest just kill a jump spot?
Yes.
Christ.
That has to have been what happened, right?
Because it wasn't a wallbang.
No. So, there we go. Nicely done. From Forrester. God, he's so snappy today. Use that as well. Choco. Cheeky flashbang. That works out for one. Forrester out. The demon dealt with. And he's got teammates at his back as well, so NickelBack can't get the long swing to work. It's all falling apart, and there we go. A recovery to 7 for Heat to send us to the half. The half is close. Close as close can be. Entropiq made good on the T side. Big pistol round, and then they followed up with some strong back and forth with HEET. But for HEET, it has been the attack where we've seen more from them. Here's an opportunity to show us why. Alien connecting early, but he's down, and so is Mir. Actually, Alien's first kill since round 3. So it's nice to have him back on the board. NickelBack now with the pressure. Takes 1 and 2 as well. The leader stepping forward to deliver when his team needs it most. He was challenged.
He's still trapped though. With no flashes to help. And now Krad's arrived. Afro's in big trouble. Right. And indeed he falls, so. Body, no armor. I can't see it. I can't see it happening. It's gonna take a lot of headshots, and that nade is devastating.
Right in the head is. Brutalized, wasn't he? 4 kills for NickelBack, man. More than doubles his kill count in that pistol round. It's impact fragging there, Alan. That's what that is.
Indeed.
He took the 1v2 earlier, too, so NickelBack just has impact.
That kind of dude. That kind of dude. And he dearly would have loved that pistol round. It would have made it so much easier to get back in the driver's seat. But instead it's them on the eco. All the Glocks in the world. And they're in connector. Ready to snake their way through.
Oh, that nade. That nade is so good. Exorcise is a wisp of a man at this point. Oh no, come on, Alien. Come on, you gotta capitalize on one of these. He gets nothing! He gets no kills! They lose 2! What is happening, Alan? How? What? How? The bomb's now gonna come up. If they can find Mir, that's a big if. But if they could, this is disastrous for Entropiq. That should have been a complete shutdown.
Okay, alright, let's focus. Let's focus. What's going on? So, Krad has B short. He's got the information. Let's 2 of his teammates just commit more so to the A side of the map. And actually, Mir decides himself to make an information play. This is everything. This is everything. He goes down. Oh, no. It wasn't needed, Mike. They had the info. It had to be A. And now 4 on 2. This would be catastrophic if NickelBack can't do a lot of work. He's being swarmed and just Krad left alone. It's falling apart, Mike.
Oh, body run, body run. Oh, that's the bomb drop. Krad could win this all himself. 9 seconds. They've got to go, but Krad's been dinked. Krad's been dinked, and they've got the bomb around, so that plant will come in. There's nothing that can be done about that. Krad trying to deny desperately. But he knows the situation. He knows the score. He knows where Afro is. And that's going to be the peak from Afro. They've done it. 3 huge kills from Afro. How is this the round? It was Glocks. With 1 nade, they brought a player down to 1 HP and nearly another down as well. And yet, he somehow bring that back. Entropiq, this was an unforgivable loss. That was a complete catastrophe. I cannot believe what I'm watching.
And what a moment for this map in particular to turn around. He really did struggle on that CT side. This is quite the lifeline. Elian.
Okay.
Okay.
There's the kill he should have gotten last round.
Just channeling his rage after losing versus the Glocks.
I would be too. Glocks! Cue the NAFPL soundboard. True classic. Elian pushed off by the small bug. He's actually pushed forward. He wants the fight. He's got it as well. Just put a scope in his hand. Just put a scope in his hand. And this is going to be the round that comes back. This is going to be the round. Elian and NickelBack waking up here when they're most needed. We're a minute into the round and HEET are down 3 bodies. Disastrous for them. And Alien's even adjusting for this next fight. Oh, he might have missed the information. Whoa, that's gonna finally get him punished. So the bomb needs to cross over. Mir doesn't realize the player's close at hand. And suddenly, this is back within the realm of possibility. Still 35 seconds. There's time to work with.
Oh, this fight feels like everything, doesn't it? It just
Yeah.
feels like everything, because Lucky is going to plant default. It should be open to NickelBack. Excise is doing his best to find any players. Wisely enough, actually going to go down on truck as Excise takes the fight towards CT. 2-on-2 from out of nowhere. Forrester low as well. Flank finally arrives, but the aim is all too much. And Heat 2-on-5 to scave off what would have been a catastrophe themselves. This is an absolute meat grinder of a half so far.
I think Entropiq are going to be, they're going to close their eyes to sleep tonight, and those last 2 rounds are going to play in their head. Right, these are the rounds that you cannot lose if you're Entropiq. You have no business. The first one you have no business losing, period. The second one, once you're in a 5v2, what on earth? How does that come back? But the reality is, it has. The scoreline is evened up. The money forces an eco out here from Entropiq. And so they're just going to go for a stack on towards B. And Heat have a chance to take the lead, have a chance to build here, have a chance to get this economy growing in a big way. To put Entropiq firmly on the back foot. What do you even say to your team, Alan, after like that succession of 2 rounds?
Good question, because it's the sort of thing where you don't want to pull all the attention onto the disappointment, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you have to pause and essentially acknowledge that we need to just calm down. We need to calm down. It's sort of a similar situation between the 5-on-2 and the Glocks, where if you just sit back and play standard, it's just unlosable, isn't it? How could you not win out in the crossfires? So, yeah, I think a timely pause just to put the brakes on would be ever so welcome, because this is Entropiq's map to lose. It has been since the start of the second half, and as we know, loser of this, out of contention for that spot at Melbourne.
There we go. Relatively clean from Heat. That's exactly what they were looking for. Put a stop to this madness. Don't lose a madness round of their own. And now, in the lead, in the driver's seat, with the money, with everything working out, this next round is critical. Entropiq cannot let them just pull ahead. Cannot let this lead grow. This is where they need to assert themselves as a CT side, and I'm looking to Elian to do it. He impressed us with the scout. He's got the op now. It's been a quiet game for him, but CT side opping on Overpass. Here's where I want to see it. That's a tag. That's a nice start. He's something. Afro put on notice. Eight's trying to chase. That's not going to happen. But, oh, there's a dink back the other way. That's going to put Elian on his heels. Mir spots 2. They don't know he's here. They don't know he's here, but they're going to get the punish. Good awareness. Good care. Good frags. Alien and Mir both down. This next kill is critical. NickelBack works his way out to the swap. But he's down for the count, and this round should be over. Forrester's still trying to throw himself into it, but it's desperation for Entropiq. One after another, they're going into the grinder, and they're getting chewed up and spat out. It's just Brad now. Playing a smoke fade, where he's somehow avoided all of these spam bullets. And he will find one, but he recognizes the score. It's time to get out of here.
Bomb has been planted.
Certainly he's not going to go for this.
I'm even surprised he stuck around this long. Lucky's actually kind of sneaking his way in towards B to cut off the save, but yeah, for Heat, this is without a shadow of a doubt the cleanest round of the half so far for either team. So that's nice to see. 4 alive, 11-9, eco to follow. Heat, is it happening, Mike? Is it happening? They're going to 2-0 Entropiq?
It smells like it's happening. I mean, really, the smell right now is still the stench of those of losing to Glocks. Oh, God. It's a tough stench to wash off. That's what they're trying to do in this tactical timeout. They're trying to do the quick wash down. You know, just wipe the face. Get everything settled. Try and get things back on track. Here's the thing. Again, I talked about it before. Even when they were up, there was only one player who's positive. Now there's nobody. They're not really getting a fragging performance from anybody right now. Nobody has a positive KD.
A lot of time to ponder. They're going to buy anything here. One smoke. Maybe a couple pistols. Later on, there's a deal. So a couple deals in the mix. But yeah. Heat starting to streak ahead. And their money's already pretty good. But this is now a great chance to make, you know, their route to winning this map and making it to the grand final a hell of a lot easier. There would be so many gun rounds in a row if they just keep numbers alive here.
Body working his way up the connector. 3 players bunched up in the bathrooms here. That is a very full toilet stall. There's 4 players towards this side of the map. And right now, Heat still read like they want to go here. They've been doing a lot of work towards A. This could get bad. Exorcist has been terrific, but he's about to kick the Hornet's nest here. 1 player found, immediately deleted. That's a rifle given over, but that's information as well. He spotted at least 1 more, if not 2. And well, now they should know that B is free and clear. They're going to take the space. They're going to take this control. They're going to set up their util. And Body is going to go on an absolute odyssey all the way around the map just to get this bomb. He's going to be one exhausted Body by the time he actually gets towards site. Alright, hear me out, Alan. Counter-Strike, but to move on the map, you actually have to run on a treadmill in real life.
That sounds grueling. And if that was the case, I think Pimp might be the best player in the world.
He is our CS fitness king.
There's a few others. I mean, you probably haven't seen it, but a player like Valde is in unbelievable shape.
I mean, I think a lot of players are actually, I mean, especially top end, right, where you're trying to find those little tiny margins in performance. I think a lot of players have recognized that fitness helps with that. I think Mark Winter would be back into a playing career. He would run some Iron Hands.
That would be quite the comeback.
Be interesting though, right? Because if you think about it, like if you're really tired and it's late in, and you think about throwing like some sort of crazy double fake long rotation around the map, maybe you reconsider it if you're actually at a point of physical exhaustion.
But if you had to play 2 series in a day, which these teams will need to, the winner of this one, I don't know, Mike. I think there's some human rights concerns.
Yeah, rest and recovery would be
labor.
challenging. Would make a BO5 a complete nightmare. Not that it's not already. Ooh, like the boost from Forrest there. Get a little creative here. Now, if Lucky peeks, it could be completely ruined. There's the spot. Here's the Lucky. He's chased them off, though. He didn't really find the damage. And Crad instead gets the opener through the monster tunnel, and that's a problem because now you're going to have to go looking. Back for the bomb. Afro and up shot. That was another jump. Punished. Seen a few of those. Unlucky, has he got that bomb? No, he hasn't. It's still dropped. They need a smoke. They need a smoke. They're just gonna face. They don't have the util to cover this off, so they may be completely ruined by the fact that the bomb is back. That's a big kill to get to relieve pressure, and now it's 2v3, and there's not much health. But again, this C4 needs to be recovered. If Crad knew what he'd found, perhaps he would have just stuck around, but as it is, the bomb is now gone, and Mir has found Afro. The 2-on-2, this one's so back and forth. I'm getting whiplash, Alan. But XSE is in their spawn. He's in graffiti. He's coming all the way through. And meanwhile, Joko's coming back around. This is a dynamic duo, these two. XSE, he's come all the way around the map, and now he just spots the barrel. Now he's got Crad. He's looking for the next, but he's just going to take what he's got. Leave Mir to wander, because Mir is on the entire other side. There's nothing he can do about this bomb plant. It is going down. It's going to be Mir to attempt to retake with an AWP. And someone's just called out, no. save it. You don't have the health. You don't have the time. You don't have the equipment. You don't even have a kit. So he's out of there.
Can't blame him, and quite a turnaround in this game. You remember at the start, every 50-50 scenario, not even that, every 40 to 60 scenario for Entropiq was being won. But now we're getting into towards the later stages. Entropiq cannot win an afterplant.
No.
They cannot win a close round. And HEET are starting to streak a long way ahead.
Timeout going to come in here. Hooch, again, trying to rally the troops. Knows that this is just on the edge of unrecoverable. We're not far from it now. Timeout ticking away. NickelBack's been able to keep his money at 2K despite buying up this rifle. It seems like that's going to be the answer. A half buy around it.
Yeah, he just actually dropped some nades onto Mir, so I'm expecting NickelBack to get aggressive behind this utility.
Exorcist has been having an incredible game. Want to give him a shout out while we got a minute. 23-9. Over 100 ADR. He's not always the player we look to have these crazy explosive performances on this team, but when he is, since he's so aggressive, since he's often a point person for this team, it bodes incredibly well for HEET. And there we go. Here's an opening pick from him again. This time out by Fountain, where Ilian was trying to get really aggressive. What is this? Oh, they don't clear their corners. Body and Lucky trying to force the issue in towards B, and they will pay the penalty for it. Not only do they drop, but they drop 2 guns here, Alan. Reinforcements now available, and HEET left reeling.
This next fight is so important. They need to clear Crad in a clean fashion. They can't lose anybody. It'll be oh so difficult. 1 minute 9, so there is a bit of time remaining if they want to double back. Anyway, Crad, though, commits in the corner. He's really tucked in, exercise. Does clear, finds the headshot, and they decide info's given away. We're going to accelerate behind this, but I don't think they're going to expect Mir to be here already.
No. You got it, though. Mir, he's always somewhere. There's always somewhere to catch you out. There's the first kill. Now there's a player out by truck. They don't expect that. Mir is dropping them all. He's the sentinel of the site. He will be checked, but the trade is there, and that's a nice bit of work from Mir to keep Entropiq in this, to keep them fighting. They were down, but they are not yet out.
Oh, God. So many of these anti-ecos and anti-forces have been just catastrophic for both teams. And that was one he couldn't really afford to lose. Yes, they got money in the bank, but if they win that, Mike, it's just such a clean route to winning this series. And they made it so much more difficult, but they're going to up the ante. Fast B play, free and defensive. They're boosting. Brad's got to do work. So much damage through the smoke. Nade as well from Forrester comes in handy. It's been a disaster here on B in the last 3 rounds. It has been a meat grinder around Monster.
It feels like they're just trying to get this over with, right? They're just trying to force this issue. They're trying to catch Entropiq off, but this has never been an area where they've had particular success. These fast plays towards B have frequently been shut down. It's been it's been their bread and butter, and I don't know why the change in strategy, but maybe it's time to go back. Body and Afro. At this point, perhaps just looking for some damage. Don't really want to
save.
There's a logic to it, right? I mean, the money's still okay. It's not good. Now it's just Afro. Is he dead? Oh! Scope heard. Mir knows. Mir knows. The dance of death, and Mir will be leading this one. Opium spray. Sure, why not, Mir? Why not? But there is still money here for the French squad. One more buy, one more investment. How do they choose to deploy it? They can't go back to B, certainly, right? They can't go back. flip side is they never expect a third monster rush in a row.
That what you would have called.
Yeah. I'll never see this coming. Mir's not gonna see them coming because he's killed them already. Does that make sense? No, probably not, but that's okay. It's still an opening pick for Entropiq. They don't really care if these rounds make sense at this point, provided they keep winning. Nice kill for Lucky, but insta-trade means the position is secured, and now it goes from bad to worse. Ilian is hitting. Everything is working for Entropiq. And HEET have come to a shuddering halt. As a reminder, this is where the money runs out. Oh,
Okay,
my
okay.
goodness. What a peek. So not done just yet.
I
NickelBack's
just don't
position
think they're
towards
going to
long is gonna
expect
be tough.
NickelBack. I don't think they're going to expect him to be pushed through long at this sort of timing. Surely NickelBack seals the deal here.
Here comes NickelBack. NickelBack. 1. Not 2 just yet. She's going to be on to Afro. That looked like it was a tag, but no, not at all. And instead, Forrester will have the last laugh. 1 round, all that separates these two teams, and it'll presumably be an eco out from HEET.
Quite the turnaround, of course, all off the back of that half by sort of force win. Oh no, HEET. It looks so brilliant. So brilliant at the start of this half, but now money's in the doldrums. Economy has flipped a long way in the hands of Entropiq, and this is absolutely map to lose now for the CIS squad. Bit of a missed nade. I'd like to see that. And he could actually get swarmed here. He's really alone. Mir's a way off. He's in connector. Relian needs to be hitting shots, and Excise is on form.
Yeah. 26 kill in the 26th round. Just worried his 1 kill per round was about to be lost, so can't be having that happen. Op has now been retrieved for Afro.
What if Entropiq loses another round
To
where
Glocks?
he haven't bought armor?
Just forfeit, I think. I think that's... Oh, lucky turnaround. You had the right read. You had the right idea. Ah! Almost. They've just slipped the corner, though. Lucky was the only sacrifice, and he was the player with the Glock. So on the smoke fade, the question is, what can NickelBack do? NickelBack has to be good. He's got the first. Now the Op's coming hunting for him, but he's got reinforcements. I'll play the dumpster. Fafro can open. Oh, never mind. It's XSEs. Oh, my goodness. He's been incredible. They're going to be able to get the bomb down unless they force the issue right here, right now. Now they know there's a player on the flank. The Op's looking for it, so that bomb is now going to be ticking away, and this could be bad. This could be a catastrophe. XSEs has a rifle in his hands now. It's the Op, it's the M4, but the M4 has been checked. Deeg looking for more. Joko needs to be careful about long, but he's got the spot now. He's got the info. It's all about Afro as the insurance policy on this defuse. They have a smoke for it? They do. He's just looking for the lineup. He's looking for Mir. But Mir's not going to be the one to tap the bomb, and that's going to have to pull his focus. That's going to pull his check. He's still got the tag, but it will be the round for Entropiq. A recovery, not a catastrophe here. A huge round for HEET. So much impact with minimal investment. The end result is still a tied scoreline.
Yeah, I think actually, didn't Afro tag Forrester through the wall by the stairs? Through the kind of the metal grating. So that's kind of 2 shots that could have been kills.
Mm.
And either of them land. That was entirely possible. Entropiq have lost so much of their economy in that round alone. Timeout comes in, second of the map for HEET, as the heat itself is rising here. The temperature capping out as we're getting to the later stages, and Nuke was a little bit streaky. But this one is anybody's game. I have no idea who's going to win this.
So hard to read. So tough to read. And I mean, this is going to be the grinder around, right? Both sides with money up, with the full buys invested, everything they could possibly want. We've seen so many wonky rounds get away from either team, so many Glock rounds, pistol rounds, in particular for Entropiq have been their Achilles heel. But here, it's the full guns, it's the rifles, and that's a heck of a double run boost for Afro to get him on this corner immediately. The Molly still slows him, but he's into playground, and he wants to take all this ground and run with it. Oh, I love this from Afro. He's so far up, he's got the angle, but not the shot. All that movement, no connection for either side. All kind of for naught. He will be forced up. Now they're posted. Mir, though, collects, and without his bodyguard, this could be tough. Mir drops the bomb, and that's Ruination Station. Oh, it's all falling apart. Joko at least collects one, but that op's still surviving. It's going to have to be Exorcise, who's worked his way out long. For everything here, he finds one. The second as well! Once again, he's the hero for this team. His 29th kill, and so much space, so much control. Another as well. 30 kills on the board. Crad, the lone survivor. They were in a 2v4, and Exorcise said, I think not. Not here. Not now. Not today.
Bomb has been
Crad
planted.
could actually punish this bomb plant, but no. Already off of it. There's the check. It comes down to the clutch. It has to be Exorcise. Of course it does. It's Destiny, and he's got it as well. 4 kills to find 14. Heat are now a stone's throw from closing this series.
What on earth has this map been? What has this been?
Exorcise's playground.
He's getting his exercise. This is getting ridiculous.
Hey.
This is getting ridiculous. Every round, it doesn't matter. 5-on-2, 2v4, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to go to a 1-on-1. It's going to go to an afterplant. And this is madness. This is absolute madness on Overpass. Money is gone for Entropiq. If they lose this, the buy in the final round will be devastating. This is completely crazy. Frag goes the way of body in front of the flash. Afro's on the angle. A-bomb site is wide open. They might even consider saving because this is a monstrously hard hold now.
And they barely got the money in reserve. They're burning. There's so much madness going on. Forrester finds a kill. But once these smokes fade, I don't know who will even be left standing. Re-smoke up. Crad gets that kill. Forrester is pushed out here by the fence. This is wild. This is weird. And NickelBack has brought this back. They're just going to leave. Everybody's here. Why not? Heat readjusting, but this time they won't have the util. It'll have to be dry, and Crad's already in position down here towards water. So Lucky just needs to get this entry, and he's not even looking the right way. It all falls to Afro now. It all falls to Afro. Oh, he's not got the first. They got the double entries into that round. They swept everybody off of A, and they just couldn't get anything more. You're right, Alan. None of these rounds make sense. Everything in our preconceived notion just gets thrown out the window again and again and again. And one way or another, we are getting the full 30 here.
Yeah, Rulebook has been burnt. Tossed in the flames. And Heat will be devastated to not won that. Killing both the A players. Red carpet laid onto the site. Put the deep nades down, just trade out. How on earth could Entropiq ever hold off?
Didn't even get a bomb plant.
But they just, yeah, they just, it was like only a couple players actually committed. Or maybe they wrongly assumed they'd already kind of won the round and were thinking about getting, I don't know. They should have been better groups. That was kind of unforgivable. And now, look at this buy. It's only body on a weapon. Only body. On the AK, he does deliver though, and they should be able to collect another over there in connector.
They do indeed. They do indeed. It's been a quiet map for body, something we're not really used to seeing. So if this could be the round, it would be a heck of a time to come online. And Exorcise is still alive. And as long as he's up, right now I believe they could make something of it. Body's worked his way in by the planter. NickelBack is isolated here. This could be another gun collection. They're going to check it. It's going to be the boost up on the planter. It is indeed. Body's been seen. He's punished, but Exorcise wants to go around the angle, and that's not going to work out. It's all NickelBack in this one. The recovery is on. He's likely to die to the next, but he's already done his work. He's given them an advantage. The guns will be picked up. It's 2-on-3. This isn't out of the realm of possibility just yet, but they're coming into the heavily reinforced site. And Alien with his scope train. This one he won't miss. This one he hits, and that ends the round. Map point found. Entropiq want one more. With one more round, they'll send us to it. Send us to just 2. Heat need to dig deep. They've got the buy. They've got the chance to fight for overtime. It's going to take some heroics here.
This is unthinkable. It was a 13-9 lead, Mike, for Heat, with so much economy, with so much, and of course it all started losing to the pistols and a couple hero M4s in the mix. They will be distraught if they can't get this to overtime. Buy here is good, and I guess we're looking at exercise and saying we need more of that magic. We need more of that magic. Jorko, though, he's the one producing the goods this time. Mir hits the deck 5-on-4. This is their best start for a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, except for that round where they killed 2 at the site. Still completely fluffed it. So, yeah. Hard to say how this one's going to turn out. Forrester is tagged up. But NickelBack has been surprisingly stout out here towards long. And again, they're just going to jump it, assuming there's no presence. And this is 2 rounds in a row where they've just lost bodies to that angle. Oh, really unfortunate blunder there. Afro was completely isolated, just trying to make a play. And NickelBack will be happy to collect these. They have drawn 3 players over, though. Here's an interesting thing. Entropiq, feeling the utility pressure, have heavily reinforced the B site, and that is incorrect. That means it's all going to be on the NickelBack. In the meantime, Heat are making their approach. They're making their way around. If NickelBack drops, this is a retake. Problem is, there are no remaining nades for Heat. So as soon as the reinforcements come in, this gets tough, and there's the opening pick for NickelBack.
This is impossible. This is impossible. What?
Or is it?
2
The flank's been found.
frags.
Another in. They need to find Alien. They trade him. It's down to the clutch. It's down to the clutch, and Forrester's not close enough. Body is the health advantage. And he's got the bomb down. He's got it ticking away. He now knows where Forrester is. That's confirmation. And there's the shot, but Forrester has it! He has the clutch. He has the round. He has the BM as well. And we're going to a third. We're going to just 2.
Bomb has been defused.
That last sequence kind of summarizes the whole map, doesn't it? Of just one team is in a massive advantage, the other team somehow claws it back, and then it goes to a 1-on-1 where flip a coin who's going to win it. So that was one of the craziest overpasses I've ever seen. That was utter madness from start to finish.
I mean, but the thing is, if you're Entropiq, that is such a blessing that you managed to bring that through.